Hello, my name is Paulina and I study English with outcomes advanced at least once a month. Welcome aboard. So today I'm gonna tell you some news about my life. At first, just to warm up, and then we will continue working with the book. I hope you are all there and you're satisfied with the one video at least a month. But if you're not, well, I can understand you. I'm on your page, so you see. So, long time no see. I've been busy. I've been pretty busy all this time because I have just moved house and broke up with my boyfriend. He proposed to me on New Year Eve, but something went wrong, as you can see. So now I live with my friend. But I hope soon things get better and I will be able to move house again. This time to an apartment which I want to rent for a long period of time. You see, I am in search of the flat, and I think I'm pretty close to renting one of them. Well, if you want, you can ask me questions in the comment section below, as you usually do. About moving house, about my breakup, about anything you want, almost anything. So rather private questions I don't want to discuss, but still I'm open to conversations. Okay. Of course, this lesson wasn't prepared at all, so I didn't prepare anything apart from making some screenshots and attaching them to Mirrorboard. So it's going to be a lesson on fly. I'm sorry for that in advance. I must say sorry, but if not this way, this lesson wouldn't have appeared at all. So let's be grateful for what we have and be grateful for what we don't. So let's get started, okay? At home, I was supposed to do some exercise, but I didn't do it. Sorry for that. So we start from developing conversation section. We work with these things, we practice them, and then we proceed to reading part. I hope we have time for everything today. The beginning was just 3 minutes, so I think we have all the cards on our game. Developing conversation commenting on what is said. So we use bet, imagine, must, must've, and can't have to comment on what is said. Yeah, right. We've heard it. We heard it in listening. I bet she was pleased. You must be getting quite good then. I'm fairly sure you're getting good. That must have been quite feeling. That, yeah, okay. That can't have been much fun. Alrighty. So yeah, it's all about commenting. So you can comment in the comment section below the news I've just gave you with using these particular phrases, like I bet it was terrible, or you must be okay. What? I must be really sad? No. It's tough, yes, but in general, I feel free. So that must have been quite stressful and everything. So you are free. And I must ask you to do this. Let it be a part of your home task or something. Just to use the language we're learning, right? We usually respond to comments like this by showing whether we think the comments are accurate or not, and then adding follow-up comments of our own. You must be getting quite good then. I wouldn't go that far. Okay. So I wouldn't go that far. This is a comment to comment your comment. That's nice. That's nice. I'm still a bit prone to treading on toes. Yeah, it was taken from listening again. That must have been quite feeling. It was. So you prove. Yeah, you make it sure. I was ready to burst by the end of it all. Okay, so let's practice to see how it all works, right? Use must or can't to rewrite the comments below without changing the basic meaning. I bet that was pretty dull, wasn't it? That must have been dull, right? That must have Sorry, must be really dumb. 3T, why not? 1T. Pretty dull. Have we changed the meaning? No, I don't think so. I bet you're not feeling your best at the moment, are you? You can't feel your best at the moment. If you have, again, if you have different versions of what it should be here, feel free to comment under the video. I don't imagine he was pleased when he found out. Again, I don't imagine he was very pleased when he found out. He must have been upset when he found out. Yeah, found out like this. Not advanced level, but still. I mean, just word upset. I imagine you're glad you didn't go now. You must be glad. That's it. You must be glad you didn't go. Right? That must have cost a fortune. What shall we change here? If we use must or can't, that can't cost what? What shall be there? Here, that must have cost a fortune. Okay, it is already changed. It can't cost less than a fortune. Oh, okay. It can't cost less than a fortune. Well, that's a nice one. I bet you have different here. And I wonder what. So please text me. She can't have been feeling very well. She must have felt badly. What? Yeah. She must have felt badly. Yeah. Judging from his accent, he must be foreign. Judging from, I don't want to type it again. So he must be foreign. He can't be what, original? No, he can't be not foreign. I can't be, sorry. What's the antonym to foreign? Huh? Let's find out. What the antonym to foreign? Domestic? No, native. Yep, native. Thank you. He can't be native. I think it suits him perfectly. You can't be serious. You must be. No, you must have me on. Yeah, you must be having me on. Yeah, you must be having me on. A kind of. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you must be taking the mickey out of me, for example. Good phrase. Listen and check your ideas. Which comments in exercise 9 were accurate according to the way that the person responded? Let's listen and check it all.
5. 1.
The new restrictions. Oh, they brought them in last year.
2. He's not just messing up his own career, he's dragging us down as well.
What's that? I'm sorry. It's not the way I wanted, right? Is it? Outcomes advanced? Yes. Students book? Yes. Is it like 15? I'm sorry. It's 15. Yeah, 15, not 5.
Track 15.
Right.
1. That must have been pretty dull.
We are correct here.
Awful. I couldn't stop yawning.
2.
You can't be feeling your best at the moment.
You can't be feeling. All right, it's reasonable. You can't be feeling your best at the moment. Okay, it's nice we can check it all right now.
Actually, I feel surprisingly fresh. 3. He can't have been very pleased when he found out.
You can say that again. He went totally mental.
What? Again?
3. He can't have been very pleased.
He got to be very pleased. What did she say? I have no slightest idea. Let's check it with the teacher's book, right? I'm sorry if you hear and I don't. Here we go. Yeah, is it what's unit? What is the unit? Unit 5? Yes, unit 5. This is what I'm talking about when saying that I didn't prepare anything. So it should be there. So, but if I did anything, the lesson wouldn't be here. 15, here we go. He can't have been very pleased. He can't have been, she said. What?
Actually, I feel surprisingly fresh. 3. He can't have been very pleased.
He can't have been very pleased. Fantastic. He can't have been very pleased. Actually, my students always, not always, but usually and often, don't hear "huh" sound in the very beginning of the sentences, like I didn't hear. Like, hey, he can't. That's fantastic. And I was so surprised and I wondered why they don't. Now I got it. Next.
When he found out.
You can say that again. He went totally mental.
4. You must be glad you didn't go now.
Absolutely. It obviously didn't live up to the hype.
5. That can't have been cheap.
That could have been cheap. That can't have been cheap. Yeah? That can't have been cheap. I think my variant is also reasonable, but this is what they say.
Be surprised, actually. It wasn't as pricey as you'd think. 6. She must have been feeling quite unwell.
She must have been feeling, yeah? She must have been feeling quite unwell. She must have been feeling. Oh, sorry. Feeling quite unwell. Quite unwell. Because we have perfect here. I see that. That's
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, she's usually the last person to leave, isn't she?
7. Judging from his accent, he can't be from here.
From here. Okay. Native. From here. The last one.
Oh, I know. He sounds Australian or something, I thought.
8. You must be joking.
Okay. Having me on or joking. I will leave my version because I love it. You must be joking. Alrighty. If you have any questions, ask me. I'll try to explain it all to you. Apart from accents, apart from sounds that we can't hear if we don't listen to often, or at least often, all the rest is clear for me here. So that's it. Off the beaten track. Off the beaten track. This is how the next section is called, and it's all about reading. We're gonna work alone. List as many famous sites and things to do in London as you can. Then share your ideas with the class. Which places, things to do sound best, and why? Okay, as far as I don't have any partners here, I can only judge from my not judge, but I can only tell what I know about London. I know London Eye, Big Ben, Trafalgar Square, Admiral Nelson's monument to Admiral Nelson. I've never been to London, neither I was in any other speaking English country, unfortunately, and I desire it so much. But I'm having some troubles with, but it's my plan now. Now I'm free, absolutely free, and I can do everything I want. And my goal number one is to become able to travel. So I have a huge list of countries I want to visit, and one of them, of course, is Great Britain, with all 4 countries. Speaking of London again, London Eye, Big Ben, Trafalgar Square, Admiral Nelson's monument, Buckingham Palace. What is there also? Buckingham Palace and the House of Parliament. Many castles, if there are, but I think there are. Sorry. So yeah, parks, probably markets. What else? River Thames. Yeah, I'd like to go over the bridge and admire the spectacular views over the river and double decks. I'd like to, and I'd like to take a net. No, I'd like to travel to take a cab, a taxi, this black one in London. What about you? What places do you know? And of course, I'd like to visit pubs, as many as I can, and talk to people there, copying the accents probably, and the pace of speech and everything. So meet new people. That's the reason, actually. Read the introduction to an article about visiting London and explain the title of the article, what kind of impression of London the writer thinks tourists are getting. Okay, a hidden guide to London. This is the title of the article. So probably the text is going to be about some, and again, off the beaten track. So beaten track is like a route which everybody uses. So everything I've just described, I mean, these places in London, I think these are the beaten track. And the author of the article wants us to maybe discover some other places that are off the beaten track, and it's a real hidden guide to London. What kind of impression of London the writer thinks tourists are getting? Let's read the introduction. Don't be a sheep. Okay. Seeing tourists being guided around London like herds of sheep, you do wonder what impression of London they're getting. They queue for hours outside Madame Tussauds to see a waxwork of Cristiano Ronaldo, eat in the Hard Work Cafe, race round the British Museum looking at mummies from Egypt, then buy a postcard of the Queen, and London is done. Paris, here we come. I met a foreign businessman recently who'd been coming to London every year for 20 years, but had never ventured beyond Zone 1 on the underground or the classic sites. Come on, people, London has so much more to offer. So let's tempt you off the beaten track and leave the hordes of tourists behind. So the author proclaims that people often get the wrong impression of the city, and you can't get to know London when you only visit places that are on the beaten track, right? Like Madame Tussauds Museum, British Museum, postcode of the Queen, London is done. He is quite straightforward in his expressions. Now, we're going to read the rest of the article, match the headings AH to the parts of the article. 1-6. There are 2 headings you don't need. Let's read them first, then, or no, let's read the option. Festive food, free view, far out, night out, leisurely stroll, true insights, East End playhouse, not just cheapies, white night out. Far out, night out, white night out. Let's see. So, forget spending a small fortune climbing the Shard in central London. Hop on a what is hop? Like pop into, hop on a C2 bus and go to Parliament Hill. A 10-minute walk up a steep path will lead to an amazing panorama of London on a clearly day anyway. And if it's not clear, you can still stroll around Hampstead Heath with its natural ponds, where some go for a dip all year round. Alternatively, visit the 18th century something home, Canterville House, with its fine collection of art. And if you are feeling peckish, they serve classic English cream teas. What's it about? I don't know. Leisurely stroll? No, I don't think so. Let's continue with the next one. Sorry. Yeah, the British Museum is great, but as more than one person has pointed out, it's not very British. So if you really want to see how we've lived through the ages, you should check out the something museum, which contains 11 living rooms from different periods of history. It also houses a collection of household objects and photographs of English domestic life. At the rear of the building, there are 4 period gardens showing changing trends in that most British of pastimes, gardening. What's that about? Actually, I'm usually good at this matching things, but here I'm confused. It also houses. What is cheapies? What are cheapies? They have different meanings. Potato chips, fish and chips. More than fish and chips. It's gonna be connected with some restaurant food, because everyone. So London and Britain stands for fish and chip, right? But maybe it's gonna be something different. It's about an alternative to British Museum. Far out, night out. No. Next one. There are all manner of performance spaces outside the West End, but we've chosen the Hackney Empire, a theatre that once hosted Charlie Chaplin. Today, you can see performances of everything from stand-up comedy to opera, but it's perhaps best known for its award-winning Christmas pantomimes. The pantomime is a peculiarly British show, loosely based around a fairy tale with audience participation and satirical jokes, and where the leading man is a woman and the main comic woman character is a man. I have to what? I have to quit learning English, give up, or what? Because I don't understand really anything. I mean, I understand the text, but I can't come up with a heading. Can you? Because I can't. It's so strange. And I'm actually close to finishing the lesson and not uploading it onto YouTube, because it's like I'm mad at myself. Why can't I match the heading? It's all about Hackney Empire, a theatre. And what? Far out again, night out? No. Next. They say British. Today we're gonna read them. Okay. They say British cuisine is dreadful, which is why we've embraced a huge array of international food. They say, that said, even supposedly typical British foods, like fish and chips, that originally came from Europe, so perhaps things have always been this way. We'd say it's a toss-up where to go for our best multicultural cheap eats. Go north to Haringey for the best Turkish kebabs. Another option would be to head west to Southall for top South Indian food. While you're there, you could even do a 6-hour course with Manisha, where you'll tour the local shops for produce and learn to cook the best curry. And if you really want a fish and chips, stops of Muswell Hill is a classic cheapie run by second-generation Greek immigrants. Not just cheapies, right? I hope so. At least one of them is here. There was a time that Dalston was synonymous with social deprivation, drugs, and crime. These days it's known as one of the hippest places in town, full of trendy bars and restaurants, underground pubs, and cool young things hanging out. The only problem is there is no tube station, so it takes a while to get there. What? These days, hippest places in town, full of trendy bars and restaurants. Busy place. What is here like busy place? Is it about quiet night out? No. About leisurely stroll? No. Bars and restaurants, clubs, young things hanging out. No tube station. What? I'm mad, really. So it's not exactly off the beaten track, it's London Zoo, but it sneaks into our list for its great zoo late evenings held throughout the summer after the usual family visits and tucked up in bed. As well as seeing the animals under the stars, you can enjoy live stand-up, and the cool weirdness of a silent disco in which everyone wears headphones silent apart from quiet night out. 2 out of 6. This moment, I can give myself a possibility to work this text again. So I am at home. Sorry for that, but I struggled, as you saw. I struggled to match the headings with the texts. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Comment in the comment section below, and you can text me anytime and write anything, almost. I'll try to answer if the question is good. Okay? Have a nice day. Bye-bye.